Check your clocks, it's Italian time. Guys, today we have kind of a beginner video. We're gonna learn how to make the most common past tense in Italian, which is called Passato Prossimo. So really, to make the past tense in Italian, you need two things. It will always be two words. So you need to start with an auxiliary verb, and then of course the participle or the past form of the verb. In Italian, you may know that there are three types of verbs, and I have it down here. We have are verbs, ere verbs, and ire verbs. So an are will become ato in the end, an ere will become uto, and ire will become ito. Of course, yes, there are a million irregular cases, which unfortunately you'll have to memorize, but in general, this is the conjugation. So let's go back to step one, which is finding the auxiliary verb. The auxiliary will be either avere or essere. So when you make the past tense, the first word will either be one of these words or one of these words, depending on the verb. So you guys know these: o, I, a, abbiamo, avete, hanno. Those are avere. And then essere, sono, sei, è, siamo, siete, sono. And these are essere. So let's take a look at some examples of verbs that have avere and some that have essere. So fare, to do, that's avere. Mangiare, to eat. Prendere, to take. Dire, to say. Sapere, to know. Conoscere, to meet. Dormire, to sleep. Usare, to use. These are all going to take the avere auxiliary verb. Andare, to go. Partire, to leave. Crescere, to grow up. Uscire, to go out. Essere, to be, and stare, to be, because yes, I was. You still need essere as the auxiliary verb. Venire, to come, and also all reflexive verbs will take essere, okay? So let's go back up here and just take a look at a couple examples. For example, portare, which means to bring. So first we see that it's are, so the ending is going to become ato, okay? So if I want to say I brought, the past tense, it's going to be, well, we need one of these words to start. Portare happens to be avere, and it's I, so it's going to be o portato, because it has the ato ending. What about credere, which means to believe? So credere is also avere, and let's say we believed. So you go to we, noi, abbiamo, and then the past version is uto. So instead of abbiamo creduto, that's correct. Abbiamo creduto. This means we believed. Literally, it's we have believed, but it just means we believed. Last, dormire, which is an ire verb, so that's going to go to ito. And it is also avere, so if I want to say you slept, I have to go to you. I'll use I, and then of course I dormito. So let's do three examples with essere verbs. So for example, andare, to go, you need essere as your auxiliary. So if I want to say we go, I'll go to we, but this time siamo, you don't want to use abbiamo because it's an essere verb. So siamo andato. But here's where things are a little tricky. When you have essere, the ending, the last letter, has to match the person and the masculine or feminine. So how many people? So if we say we go, and there's at least one boy, of course you'll have this I ending. Siamo andati. You can't say siamo andato because it's plural. So siamo andati. Another example, crescere, to grow up. That takes essere too. So if we want to say she, we'll go to she, lei, è, and in the past tense, cresciuta. So notice the feminine singular ending with the è cresciuta. Last, what if I want to say I left? Sono partito. So again, it's essere, I, sono partito, because it's essere, so this has to agree. If I were a girl, it'd be sono partita. If I was saying we are leaving, or we left, it'd be siamo partiti with an I ending, okay? Because it always has to agree with the person, masculine, feminine, and plural or singular, okay? So now we know some common avere and essere verbs. You guys can pause the video and study these if you want. But let's just go on to some examples. So would you say she went? Andare means to go. So we know andare is also an essere verb. And so for she, it'd be è andata. We saw a similar example above. Notice the agreeing ending because it happens to be an essere verb. With avere verbs, you don't have to agree. So you'll have these auxiliaries and then just an O ending, as we saw here. So they all end in O because they're avere. So what about you knew? So first of all, is it avere or essere? So sapere is avere. So we know it's going to be one of these ones here. And it's you, so we're going to use I. So it's going to be I saputo. So this means you knew. I saputo. What about they ate? Is it avere or essere? Avere. So they, it's going to be hanno. And then mangiare becomes mangiato. What about we finished? So again, it's avere, and it's going to be we. So it's abbiamo, finire, and then finire becomes finito. Abbiamo finito. So you're already learning how to say past tense in Italian. They came. This time it's essere, auxiliary. So what's they for essere? Here's essere, here's they, it's sono. Similar to this one. But with the agreement, we know the difference. So sono venuti. So this way we know it's plural and there is at least one male in the group. If it was all females, it'd be sono venute. What about I went out? So uscire, to go out, is essere verb. And it's going to be sono uscito. Again, uscire becomes uscito. And why does this have an O ending if it's essere? Well, because I'm a male and I'm singular, so the O will remain. What about you all tried? So now I'm looking for voi, which is you all. Try, provare, is avere verb, so we'll use avete. So we'll do avete provare. Provare becomes provato. Avete provato. That means you guys tried. Let's do 3 more. We slept. Dormire is avere, so abbiamo. Dormire becomes dormito. Abbiamo dormito. We slept. He talked. That will be ha parlato. Again, it's avere, and then parlare, to talk, becomes parlato. Last but not least, a challenge for you guys. Svegliarsi. This is reflexive. We do have a video on reflexives. Check that out. But this is she woke up, so it's feminine. So si. Now, all reflexives are essere. Okay? All reflexive are essere. So we know it's si. What's the essere for she? It's going to be e. So si e svegliata. So keep the ending agreeing with the person. She's singular, it's a woman, so si è svegliata. And here's the reflexive part of that, the si at the beginning. So that's it. So I hope you guys understood. I hope you learned how to make past tense in Italian. It only took us less than 10 minutes. And I hope you guys liked the video. So check out Italian Time, subscribe to our channel, check your clocks, and I'll talk to you guys later, okay? Peace.